if you're a Pisces born February 19th to March 20th, what can you expect for the month of June 2019? Let's tune in and find out. So this month, Pisces, you're going to find the missing piece, the piece that kind of makes sense of everything for yourself. And whether that's self-love, confidence, stability, trusting your intuition, being able to navigate business, being able to navigate relationships. But there was a blinder, I want to say, that was there that's removed. So it's just like all of a sudden now your world just gets bigger. So I don't know what that means for you until we get into kind of like each of the different areas of your life, but it definitely feels like your world's expanding, which to me means you can be seen. People will start to experience you as more powerful, as more conscious, as more grounded, more relevant, and just important. So overall, I feel like whatever this blinder was to your own fame, your own fortune, your own ability to navigate the world, it's like removed. So now you can take right action, right steps that are in alignment with your truth. And people like sit up and listen and they're like, oh, wow, this person's important. And they are able to get agreement with other people based on your way of being. So it's a really powerful and I'm so happy and excited for you guys because it's really good. It's like a piece of your identity that is now shining through that you haven't been able to like muster before. And whether it took, whether you didn't have the courage or the maturity or the understanding or the know-how, it really doesn't matter. That what matters is you're actually activating that aspect of soul that is going to make a difference for you and for people around you. So yay, Pisces. Very cool. All right, so let's turn our focus now to your romantic relationships. Those of you that are in a romantic relationship, let's see what's in store for you this month. You guys have kind of been picking at each other and you have some battle scars to show for it. And you keep kind of picking at the other scar. I feel like that continues a little bit this month of like, yeah, but you did that to me, or yeah, I don't like that about you, or, so there's a little bit of that's been going on where you've been kind of talking about each other, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I feel like you've been doing a lot of soul searching with yourself and being honest with your partner. And that hasn't always been received well for some of you because of the nature of Pisces being sensitive. And so that's where you've been at. Let's see how June is now for you. It feels like there's less of that. It feels like healing is starting to happen. And for some of you, that means the relationship is over. That means that, you've moved out of that relationship because it just didn't suit you. You got what you needed. You learned a lot and there's an appreciation and love there for that other person, but you're moving out of it. And where there are others who are now growing together, stronger than ever, more powerful, more in alignment. So whichever end of the spectrum you're on, it's really beautiful and it's really perfect. Now, if you're somebody who's moving out of the relationship, let's move into those of you who want a committed relationship, who would like to have a committed romantic relationship and currently don't. Let's see what's in store for you. Well, for those of you that are just leaving, there is an intuitive sense of, I just need time. I just need to take care of myself. However, I still see people coming in to take care of you, still people wanting to hook you into a relationship. You have to be very mindful that you're not ready, that you're, I don't want to say fragile, but you're tender, right? There's a tenderness there. And there's a big difference between being fragile and tender. You're tender. And tender just means you need time because you just went through something that needs to be respected and appreciated. So that tenderness is taking care of self and where you're at, right? Being fragile means you are so not ready for a relationship and you need help and you need therapy and you need time. I'm not picking up so much that you guys are fragile as you are tender, right? Now, if you feel like you're fragile, then please go get help. then reach out to me, reach out to somebody, because when you're fragile, you shouldn't be alone. You really need support. You need the support of others. You need stability. Okay? And this is the month to get that. Now, if you're tender, or if you're fine and you're ready for a relationship, oh, it's like every day there's a carnival, there's a fair. It's like, who do you want to meet? Where do you want to go? You're so carefree. You can create here, you can create there, you can pick up the phone and call friends. Like, you're just a connector. You can have fun wherever you go. And you're like a little butterfly. And as long as your energy's intact, meaning you're not having to care for the self. So in other words, you just haven't gone through something big, but you're on the other side of that, then you've got all this energy to put outward to other relationships and have fun. But some of you Pisces are in a really tender spot of needing to take care of you and let the party come to you. Let people come to you. Let people care for you. Let people nurture you. And if that's where you're at, you can still enjoy yourself. You can still have fun. And a relationship can be built from this energy. As you let people in, as you allow people to come and take care of you and nurture you and just, be kicked back, laid back, watch movies, do creative things, but not put yourself too far out there. There can be a subtle planting of seeds of positive energy, but I don't really see that taking root until like July. You don't want to rush into any energies. If you're a healthy Pisces, it could get really confusing really fast, because you could all of a sudden find yourself in 3 relationships all at once, like, because you're that good. So be careful, right? Because when a Pisces wants a relationship, it's like all of a sudden you've got 3 to choose from. So be aware of what's falling out of your mouth, because it's so easy to romanticize love and to be a romantic and to be caught up in the romance of it all. And we have this Neptunian energy happening right now. And we say, oh, wow, you're so amazing. And they may be amazing, but that spell can be broken, in a week, in 2 weeks. Well, no, it won't be broken in June, but it'll be broken in July, right? And I just want you to have your eyes open, because you could be having that experience with 3 other people, and all of those people are only having it with you. So they all think you're it and aren't aware that maybe you're dating other people. So you're going to have to really spell it out this month about what this is. So, just having fun, and be aware that your energy says something, speaks something to other people, and they're picking it up. And if you're falling in love in the moment, they're interpreting it that they're the reason for that love. Okay? And you could also be interpreting that they're the reason for love, that you're falling in love, right? As opposed to it just being the energy of love, which is how easy it would be for you to fall in love with 3 people this month. So keep your wits about you. Be aware that this is a thing and this actually can happen to you. So you don't. So you recognize, wow, that was a great time. Now let's see if something comes of it, right? Like, unplug from it. Now let's see if something comes of it, right? And then watch the actions. Watch your actions towards them and believe it. Believe it. If suddenly 3 days goes by and you go, it really wasn't that great. You know what? They're really not my type. Or, right, I can't see this working out. Then believe it and don't keep going out with them. Okay, because there'll be another place, another day to play with somebody new, probably that same afternoon. All right, so you can cycle through people very, very fast. I just don't want you to get caught up in the romance with all of them, because it can be very confusing for you. And then in July, harsh dropping, right, and end up with no one, and but pain. And because you didn't heed the warning of like not falling in love with love. Okay? All right. So let's watch now. Let's go into money and career. So no problem with your social life. You're going to have so much social life if you want it. And even if you're nursing yourself back to a positive place, people are still going to come at you, which is nice to have that magnetic connection that people can actually track you down to your home to care about you. All right, so money and career for Pisces. So there's one big giant thing that's going to come up this month. It's like a Jack and the Beanstalk thing that you planted that has grown so big and so strong. You're going to take it right up, all the way up to the kingdom, right? Now there's a negotiation that has to happen. And your job is just to not give in, but just like be flexible, right? Like you don't have to have it always your way, right? Like be flexible. Be aware that you're in somebody else's kingdom negotiating this, right? And that there's a flexibility here. And if you can be flexible, you both can win. But if you take the stand of it's my creation, it's my idea, or it's my company, if you take that stance of my, that it's all going to just be a dream. It's all just going to be a dream and it's not going to work out. So be careful that you don't get too big for your britches, right? You need partners. You do better with partners. It's just the right partner and it's the right balance in the relationship. And it's about the co-creative energy, not your creative energy. All right. So be aware that it's co-creation that got you here, and it's co-creation that's going to make this money, this career move happen. So you need other people to co-create with. If you're trying to be the end all be all things, you're going to get burned out. It's not going to have as big of legs. It won't go as far. It won't have the success that you want it to have. But if you're willing to give up some ownership and allow other people to play with you, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever position you're trying to move in your career can be huge, can be really huge. So you have to participate in co-creation and make room for others at the board table and with ownership, okay? And then you'll be fine. And yeah, and it will feel like people will step on your feet and you are gonna have to like, stand up for yourself, but just don't get cocky and go home. Okay, so let's look at the money for Pisces. Some of you may have gone too far out on the limb and it breaks. You may have bet too much on your ability and things may not have worked out. So in other words, you may have run your bank account past zero and you may need to get a loan from somebody because you bet on something or you spent too much money on something. So for some of you, you've run aground, right? And it's okay. You've got resources. Either you have, money that you can cash out or take a loan on the house, or you can borrow from relatives, or you run up your credit cards, but I do see a little bit of like a burn on you. Like, that burned, maybe shouldn't have took that trip to Europe. Maybe shouldn't have bought that new Ferrari. Maybe shouldn't have bought that thing, right? Maybe I shouldn't have spent, $5,000 on that, right? It's like, or $500 here, right? So it's maybe I shouldn't have bought that, table service, right? Whatever it is, just be aware that there's solutions around you, okay? And more money is coming. And it's at the end of the month. The connections happen at the end of the month. So the deals come together, things happen. We have a full moon in Sagittarius, June 17th, summer solstice, June 21st. That's when I see things being signed. That's when I go ahead, full bore, get everything in contracts and writing. Boy, this is a big energy. This is a good energy. You're right in the center of it, starring your face. So good things can happen for you. This is a new projection of you and your career. This is a really good thing that is happening for you. Just have patience these first 2 weeks. Don't negotiate from, I have all the answers to I don't need you. That's going to work against you. It'll blow up in your face. So compromise, co-creation are the key for you, and standing in your truth. Right? And learning how to navigate that. And if you have any problems, call me. I'm happy to help you navigate it and to move you through it. Okay. So let's move into health for Pisces. Okay. So again, we're going back to some of you made some mistakes and you've just gotten like the wind knocked out of you. I feel like you just, like I said, you had some intuitive hits and you did something wrong, and I just feel flat on my back. And whether it's you invested in the wrong thing, or you invested in the wrong person, or you literally like were just in an accident, I just feel like I can't breathe and the wind's knocked out of me, right? It could be that, as well, that you were expecting a yes and it was a no. It could be that maybe you asked somebody to marry you and they said no. It could be that maybe you lost a child. It could be that you've lost a parent, but I feel like like I've gotten punched in the gut, right? So there's this big no that has happened for some of you. And you need to take care of yourself, right? It could be that you just went through a divorce, right? Whatever it is, it's just that for some of you it was this big no. For others, it's things moving so fast and so quickly that you're kind of like, wait, what? A little disoriented almost. Like, you need to be more grounded and in your body and more focused. And this month, knowing how to move your body and taking care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit, meditating, eating the right foods, moving the body. Like some of you are in such harmony with that. It's beautiful. And then there are others that are just at the beginning of that journey of like, wait, wow, I made a big mistake. And you're starting to heal yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. Okay. So some of you are already through that and some of you are just beginning it. Wherever you're at on that scale, like just pay attention to the self. What it is that I need, right? And it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. I don't feel like there's anything that you can't overcome with your health this month if you give yourself time and patience. Okay, surprise. Let's see if there's a surprise for Pisces this month and what that might be. Okay, there's definitely the surprise of resiliency, of how soon you bounce back, right? Of how soon, and whether it was 6 months ago or 6 years ago, you're going to stop and you're going to look back and, reminds me of like a time when we were broke and now suddenly we've got, a $5 million deal in front of us, right? It reminds like 0 to 60, which seems like that, but literally there's been maybe 7 years, right? Or 10 years or 7 months, whatever it's been. But I feel like this 0 to 60, and it's such a surprise for you that you're back on top. And wow, that happened fast. So that's a surprise and that feels really good. And it does feel like it's around money. So this is great. So there's some good offer that's going to come in or something that's going to happen to you that just kind of erases all the lack that was there. So yay, Pisces, you're coming into it. Really good. All right, Pisces. So excited for you for this month, everything that's happening for you. If you like my intuitive astrology, please click like, share it with your friends, comment below. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Have a great month, everybody.